morning everyone. Welcome to the new interactive class of grammar, English grammar. I am Roslyn, your English grammar teacher. Today we will be discussing about the gerund. As I have already discussed you about the verbs, finite verbs and non-finite verbs. So what I have said, the non-finite verb in spite of being a verb, it behaves as an adjective, adverb or a noun in a sentence. But before that, verbs. What are verbs? Verbs are the doing words or the action words. Now, verbs are divided into two parts, finite verbs and infinite verbs. Now, what is a finite verb? A finite verb functions as a main verb in a sentence. It shows tense as well as agreement with the subject. We studied, we will study. Here, a simple sentence has one finite verb. A finite verb makes a sentence complete. Now then, what is a non-finite verb? In a detailed way, we have already studied about the finite verb and the non-finite verb while we were discussing the lesson, the participles. Now, just a small recap regarding the finite verbs and the non-finite verbs. Now, what are non-finite verbs? We add a helping verb to a non-finite verb to make it a finite or to give a complete sentence. A non-finite verb cannot stand alone as the main verb in a sentence. We are studying. Are is the helping verb. After adding are here to the sentence, we are getting a complete sentence. A non-finite verb doesn't show any tense. Non-finite verbs, in spite of being a verb, it behaves as an adjective, adverb or noun in a sentence. Let us look at the definition of non-finite verb. A non-finite verb is a verb form that doesn't show tense. In other words, you cannot tell if a sentence is in the past tense, present tense or future tense by looking at a non-finite verb. Therefore, a non-finite verb is never the main verb in a sentence. It is a finite verb. Now, the non-finite verbs are divided into three types. They are gerunds, infinitives and participle. About participles, we have already studied present participles as well as past participles. Now, today we will be studying about the gerund. Non-finite verbs are of three types: gerund, infinitives and participles. So now, what is a gerund? When we use a verb in place of a noun, that is known as gerund, and it is how it is formed. It is formed by adding ing to the verb's first form. A gerund is a noun formed from a verb by adding ing. Since it is derived from a verb, it retains or it consists of the verb characteristics. Once again, gerunds are the ing form of the verbs that behaves as a noun in the sentence. For example, reading is my hobby. My children like skating. In the first sentence, the word reading functions as a noun and is the subject of the sentence. At the same time, it suggests an action, that is to read, which is the characteristics of a verb. It is a noun with a verbal nature or which is having the characteristics of the verb. While in the second sentence, what I said just now, my children like skating. The word skating functions as a noun and is the object of the verb like, which is the verb here like. At the same time, it suggests an action. Which is the action here? To skate. Which is the characteristics of a verb. So, it too is a verbal noun. The gerund is one of the three non-finite verb forms in English. Non-finite means which is not affected by a person or the number or the tense. Now gerund, adding ing to verbs first form, gerunds and present participle are formed. But gerund are the verb of ing form, but it functions as a noun. But present participles, I already told you about the present participles, which are the modifiers or the progressive verbs. So don't confuse with that. Now, which are the subject and the object? Subject can either be a noun or a pronoun. Subject cannot have any other form. For example, Karthik goes to swimming regularly. Here Karthik is the subject which behaves which is a noun here. He is the best cook in the world. He is the subject here which is a pronoun. What is a pronoun? The word which is used instead of a noun. For example, swimming is good for health. Swimming is the verb which behaves as a noun. That's why swimming is the word which follows or which is known as the gerund. Now, uses of gerund as a subject, as an object, as a complement of verb to be. Gerund as a subject. Writing is an exchange of idea. Reading helps a lot in learning new things. Here, writing and reading are the word gerunds which functions as a subject. Some more examples. The gerund which functions as a subject of a sentence. Laughing is considered good for health. Laughing here is the gerund. Praying will not help you now. You should have studied for the test. Praying functions as the subject of a sentence which is a gerund. Now, gerund as an object. The gerund which functions as the object of the main verb in a sentence. I love dancing. Mark enjoys cooking a lot. That is a good painting. Now, dancing, cooking and painting are here the gerund. Some more examples. I don't like cooking. Mahi enjoys cycling. Here cooking and cycling are the gerunds which functions as the object of the main verb in a sentence. Now gerund as a complement of verb to be. To be present. In the present form, it is used as is, am or are. In the past form, it is used as was or were. Kirti's favorite hobby is playing the piano. Playing is a gerund here as it is used as a complement to the verb in which is a to be form. Competition is trying to do better than your opponent. Trying is the gerund here. Now the assignments. Identify the gerunds in the following sentences. After arriving at school, the team will go on a round of inspection. The children loved drawing. I hate waking up late. To stay slim, one must stop eating between meals. The mother asked the child to stop yearling. I hope all of you must have understood the lesson of gerund, finite and non-finite verbs. Kindly complete all the exercises in your grammar classwork notebook. Thank you.